Hey, this is RJ May, and you're watching Mr. Mario 2011.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and yes, today I'm bringing you one of these face cam videos, I guess. And actually, this is actually the second type of video I've done like this where I'm using my webcam. In case you don't know, I did get a webcam. I actually really didn't tell anyone or anything, but I did get a new webcam because my old webcam kind of crapped out. And honestly, I've been wanting to get a new webcam. However, I didn't really have a reason to get one because I've been doing my videos with a DSLR, but I wanted the webcam just because it's something a bit more convenient. The other webcam I had, it only maxed out at 720p, 15 frames a second. This one is 1080p, 30 frames a second. It's a Logitech, I want to say C920, something like that. It's a pretty good webcam for what it is, and I'm using my mic right here, my Yeti that I normally use, so hopefully it should sound pretty good. It might sound a little bit more echoey than normal, but that's just because there's a greater distance between the mic and myself, and I'm between like these two walls right here. But anyways, for videos like this, I think it should be fine, but I'll go ahead and switch off between these two. So, let me know what you all think of this webcam. I guess that's kind of the long short of it. But anyways, this isn't only about the webcam or the mic or anything. I want to thank all of you all for 9,000 subscribers. Like, seriously, it was awesome. Like, I actually found out when I was at work. Like, I'd been seeing my channel, grow up to that point. And it kind of got to the point I was able to kind of estimate it. And I looked, and I'm like, you know what, I think in the next day or two, I'll be hitting 9,000. And I remember when I was at work, I actually took a screenshot of it, but I decided to check the channel, went to my channel, saw it at like right at the dot, 9,000 at the dot. Took a screenshot, and one of my coworkers who he knows about the whole YouTube thing, I show him, I'm just like, hey, come here, look at this. I showed him on my phone, and he's just like, wait, what? 9,000 what? And we started talking about it and all that, but yeah, thank you all so much. I appreciate you all, everyone who watches the videos and everything like that. Even the people that dislike, you all aren't going to get too much notoriety on here, but hey, you know what? You make the video rankings and all go up somehow, so it all works out. But, thank you so much, everyone. It's much appreciated. I was actually going to save this video for 10,000, and trust me, I will be doing something whenever I hit 10,000. It's not a giveaway. It's not a giveaway. In case you don't know, I'm kind of just against giveaways overall. But anyways, I will be doing some for 10,000. However, I wanted to do something for 9,000. Something to help you all out. Because with the 10,000 one, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's going to be something, a bit more, it will be fun for you all, but it's going to be more about myself. I want to bring something to you all. And, for over 9,000. I figured I would bring something. And by the way, before anyone asks, the reason why my room looks kind of bare right here is just because I'm washing my bedspread and all that. I figured I would just do this video while I'm waiting for that. If you don't do your own laundry, trust me, I know a lot of people my age or older or about the same age who don't know how to do laundry. Just look it up. Look it up, just do it. Trust me, it'll help you out, okay? Anyways, enough with the life lessons. We're going to go ahead and talk about this. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about, not so much my expertise, but more my advice, I want to say, on YouTube. Really, if you're a small channel, if you're just starting out, if you're trying to grow, anything like that, how I could possibly help you, this is what I have done. So, kind of TLDR, a little rundown of my channel. I've had this channel since, 2008, 2009. I just thought of something else here. I have a list right here, by the way, but I started doing all this in 2011, summer 2011, so now 3 years ago. That's when I started uploading videos, kind of constantly, and that was due to the fact that at the time, I was teaching myself, how to make backups, how to copy backups of 360 games and all that, and there was a lot of stuff on YouTube that was just very outdated, or wrong, or scammy. So I was one of the first people to, I would say that in confidence, I was one of the first people to bring, tutorials that were not only up to date, but I was also able to make it so anybody could understand what was going on, as long as you could understand English properly. Because I understand there's people who, they're overseas and all, they don't comprehend English as well. So I'm an English speaker, I was putting it out like that, and that's one of the universal languages, aside from Latin. Anyways, all that happened, and then I ended up getting, partnered with AdSense and Google near the end of that year, And I was with AdSense for about 2.5 years. Then I switched over to Curse, which I'm currently on Curse right now, and I'm very happy about it. So within that time frame, I went from, having maybe less than 100 subscribers to over 9,000 subscribers now. So this is why I am bringing all this up. But I want to help you all out as well. Now, first off, what I want to say is success is not guaranteed. It's not. Let's just face it, a lot of people, you're going to be lucky if you get a following. And if you do get a following, you probably won't be the next PewDiePie. You probably won't be the next Ray William Johnson. You're not going to be like any of those people. More than likely not. If you do, awesome. And let me know just so you can prove me wrong, please. Because I'll give you a hand clap with it, really. I don't wish bad things upon anyone, but more than likely that's not going to happen. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, I'll be honest, a lot of the people who are wanting to get into YouTube, they are anywhere from maybe, I want to say, realistically 10 to 15, 16 years old. And they see people like PewDiePie, like Ray William Johnson. Ray William Johnson got famous for talking about other people's videos. PewDiePie, he's #1 on YouTube right now for playing video games. And I'll say this, I don't like his content. It's not that he's a big YouTuber, it's not my cup of tea. Not really into it, but he's doing his own thing. He's making millions off it. Awesome. And a lot of people see that and they want to be the next PewDiePie. They want to be the next YouTube star. More than likely, it's not going to happen. I myself do not count myself as a successful YouTuber. If you want my honest opinion on my channel, I say this whole YouTube thing is a paid hobby for me, and I have a small to moderate sized following on here. That is what I tell people, and I stick with that. I don't see myself as a celebrity. I don't see myself as anything like that. And YouTube is not my only thing. I will not lie. As I said, I'm partnered, so I have been getting money off YouTube for quite a bit of time. The money helps, but if I only relied on YouTube, that would be pretty bad. So, YouTube is a nice little side gig I had going on. As I said, paid hobby, but it's really nothing more, nothing less than that. Now, with that, I do want to say, one of my first points here, aside from that was point 0. #1 is have fun with YouTube, okay? If you're doing it for money, if you're doing it to get famous, bad. Bad, 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 bad. You want to do it to have fun. You want to do it if you're in the tutorial area, to help people. That's what I wanted to do, actually. And I understand there's a lot of people, for example, there's people who watch this channel, they make music. There's other people, they want to make gaming videos. There's some people who want to, do what I started out doing. They want to make tutorials. And by the way, for people asking why I don't do modding stuff, first off, if you look at my channels, my recent videos, I've done a few modding things. Most of the people who ask about me doing modding stuff just want to see 360 stuff. I've covered so much 360 stuff, and also, it has gotten to the point, I'm not burned out on it, but there's just nothing out there now. There's barely anything out there, so I don't really want to make a video over nothing is what I want to say. And I don't want to repeat videos either. So I've covered that before, but I just want to throw that out there. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is there are people who come from all different types of walks of life who want to make different types of content. And you have to have fun doing it. Don't get in it for the money. Don't get in it for the fame. Just do it to do it. That's it. End of story. Now, #2, related to this, related to the money thing and all that. Don't partner early, you all. Just don't. I'll be honest, I miss 2011 was probably the last year. Being a partner really meant something prestigious, really meant something where you actually had to work a little bit. Because now, literally, you can have a channel with I've seen channels that don't even have a video up yet, and they've been partnered. Now, the reason why I say don't partner early is not because I want to discourage you from making money or anything. And I need to turn this down. I don't want to discourage you from making money or anything like that. But a lot of these little tiny networks, these unknown no-name networks that partner people when they have 20 total views a month, when they have 2 subscribers, anything like that, these networks are not good. I'll just put it out there like that. They're not good networks. They're not reliable networks. They're not going to help you. That's another thing. I'm going to do a whole series on this, by the way. Don't worry. If you all want to know anything, just put it down in the comments. But I already have stuff planned for partnering and whatnot, to be on YouTube here. networks, it's frustrating. It really is, because this is like borderline scamming. But most networks will promise that they are going to make you grow. You know what makes you grow? You make yourself grow on YouTube. You have to put up good content. No, not good content. You have to put up kick-ass content. You have to put up content that people want to see. You have to know how to, tag it properly, all that stuff. Well, that helps out a little bit, but it does help out a decent amount. You have to be you, is what I'm trying to say. You are the only person that can help yourself out. A network will not help you out. All they are able to do is put you under an umbrella that gives you some to a good amount of protection against copyright law and all that stuff. And they take a cut of your money. That's it. Now, with this, some people might be asking, well, Mario, why did you go from Google to a network? Because you just said they really don't do anything for you. Promotion-wise, Curse does not do anything for me. I'm fully aware of that. However, the reason why I partnered with Curse is because many networks will say this too. They will say, we're going to get you the best ads. Well, here's the thing. If every single network says we get you the best ads, wouldn't that make it kind of redundant? Because, like, every single network is saying they have the best ads. Kind of like when multiple hamburger places say we have the best hamburgers. Like, which place has the best hamburgers? Please let me know. Unless, if there's any vegetarians here, veggie burgers, just put it like that. Anyways, with that, Curse, one of the things they were saying was they would get, better ads and all. If they did, cool. If not, whatever. But I feel like they've gotten me some better ads. And I will say, I'm not trying to promote them, but I do feel like I am just a tiny bit biased because they are my network and I did my homework on my networks as well. And I did pick them because I felt like they were the best for my needs. Anyways, along with that, as I said, they're not going to do any type of promotion. However, I did join the network because, first off, with Google, you're stranded. You're out there naked. That's it. You have no protection. That is it. Like, I couldn't contact anyone at Google. I couldn't do anything. If something happened with my channel, it was all automated stuff. Now, if something happens to my channel, if something happens to a video, I go to Curse's website, I email the help, they get back to me within hours. Thankfully, I haven't had to do anything like that, but it's nice to know that there is that umbrella there. And also, I have an easier time, monetizing videos, not having to do, as much proof of what I own, what I can use, things like that. And I'm not saying I use it for anything bad. I double, triple check that everything is okay, that it's good to use, that I'm not violating any content ID stuff. But you all know what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's more like, for example, let's say, real good example right here. Let's say a friend gives me a song and they're just like, hey, you're allowed to use this song in your video. You are allowed to make money off it. No big deal. YouTube might come along and disable monetization on that video and say, we need proper proof of that. Now, here's the thing. When I am partnered, I have people, like physical human people, looking at my stuff. When I have YouTube doing it, it's all automated. So not only it's going to take a while, it might take a few days, but there's like a 50-50 chance at best that it could fail, even if I have the proof right there that my friend gave me permission to use that song, if I'm only going against Google. Because it's all automated and, frankly, it's all BS. So partnering does help with that. However, I don't recommend partnering early because I've seen so many channels get screwed over where they're in these partnerships, and it's essentially, as I said, that 10 to 16, 17-year-old age gap where people are like, oh my god, if I join this network, I can get money for my YouTube videos and all. First off, if you have a small channel, you're barely getting any views, you're really not going to get that much money. If anything, you'll probably not even see a paycheck. So it might not even be worth it. And second, as I said, most of the time those small networks will probably work to screw you over as opposed to actually paying and helping you out. And think about it as well. For example, Curse, they're going to have bigger partners on there. They're going to have people making more money. Wouldn't this network be more inclined to help out their personnel as opposed to a small network that is only partnering little tiny small channels that are generating pennies per week? I don't think they would really want to help out. You see what I mean? Also, with these smaller networks, I've seen so many come and go. That's it. They come, they evaporate out of thin air months later. So that's why I'm saying go with the network that has stability if you're going to do it. And with that as well, subscriber count, I will say, does show growth It shows about where your channel is. However, subscribers do not get you money. I love you all, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying this, it's fact. Getting views will get you paid. And then going into that, how much time is watched on that video will get you paid. Hence why longer videos do monetize for more. And now some people might be saying, Mario, you're doing that on purpose. No. The thing is, I'm long-winded, I like to talk a lot, and sometimes to cover a topic, I have to make a 30-minute video. But I noticed a lot of people really like these long videos, so I don't mind doing it, and it makes me happy to do that. However, what I'm trying to say is, me making a 30-minute video will probably get more money than a 5-minute video that's going to get, twice as many views. So that's just how it is. But subscriber count shows your growth, but it does not get you paid. You don't get paid for subscribers, ever. Anyways, let's go on to the next topic. When you're first starting off, you don't have to be professional. You don't have to have perfect content. Don't worry about it, you all. But at the same time, there's kind of 2 points. Don't be lazy, and don't make crap content. Now, this is only for people that, you kind of want to do it in your free time and everything. Like, for example, a friend of mine is just starting a channel, and we were talking, and he's just doing some gameplay. And he asked me, what is a video editing software I could use that's free, that's ready to go, that I don't have to pay out the butt for. And I'm just like, you know what? If you're just doing gameplay with audio commentary, as long as you don't use any text, Windows Movie Maker will suit you just fine. And he uses that, and it works out for what he needs. It's all good. It works out with that. But there are other people, for example, like there's people I see that have huge channels, and they make terrible content. I'm not going to say anybody, but then there's also channels I see that are small, and I'm like, your content is so good. Your audio quality is crisp. You have beautiful color correction on your full 1080p videos. Why are you not getting any more subscribers? Why are you not getting any more views? And you see those two, but then the reason why I'm saying your stuff doesn't have to look professional is because, one, when I go to a small channel with 20, 30, maybe 100 subscribers, I don't expect to see complete, crisp, perfect, like studio-produced videos. But at the same time, I don't want to see something filmed, in a horizontal fashion, like, did I just say, vertical fashion like this. Damn, I'm mixing up everything. I don't want to see that. So you have to make your videos, look good, be watchable, but they don't have to be professional, and they don't have to be crap. And the reason why I say they don't have to be professional is because I'm guilty of doing this. I've seen several other people guilty of doing this. They try and make their content look super professional and good, and honestly, the first few times you do it, it's not going to work, you all. It's just not going to work. This leads into my one of my next topics here as well. Let me see if I could see it here, but actually it's on here anyways. With that, you might also think, okay, well, you know what Mario said, I don't have to be professional with my stuff, so that's fine. Listen. Be good with your stuff, but work your hardest all the time. Because some people might think, oh yeah, with these videos it'd be kind of lazy, then I'm going to work the hardest I can on my other videos. No. Work well on all your videos. And the reason why I say that is because you might be saying, oh, I'll make some crap videos, some decent videos here, then I'm going to make the really good video here. I've noticed that video editing, making videos, anything like that is a skill, okay? And with any skill, the more you do it, the better you get. If you don't do it for a while, you get rusty at it. And then when you come back, you do it once or twice, you're pretty much golden again. For example, every time I make a video, it's easier for me to look into the camera. It's easier for me to articulate. It's easier for me to speak into this mic. And that's just how it is. The way you get good, the way you get better is you keep doing it. So for example, a video that I made a year ago that I felt like was my best, I'll look at it now and be like, nope, I didn't do that good on it. A video that I make now that I think is my best, I'll be like, damn, that is really good. Oh my God, I gotta watch that again, man, that was awesome. And you know what? A month from now, that video where I just said damn to, I'm gonna look at it and be like, I could have done better with it, honestly. Compared to the stuff I'm doing now, it's okay. So it's always like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. That's the evolution of a channel. That's you honing in your craft. Just get better at it. There are people I know, for example, like even myself, like I was awkward when I was doing my commentaries and all that, but there's several people, they don't want to get in front of a camera because they feel like they're going to be awkward. It's like stage fright. The more you do it, the more relaxed you get with it. And in fact, I will say this. I didn't give this as advice, but I told people, because when I did, I'm not to brag or anything, but freshman year, when I had public speaking, I killed speech, okay? I killed that class. And people were asking, Danny, how are you so relaxed? How are you so good at this? And I told them, I'm like, if I tell you, it's not going to help. And they want to know. I'm like, okay, I do some videos on the side, and honestly, if I feel like I get nervous, I just pretend that I'm making a video. And for some reason, my nerves just cool down, and I get relaxed, and I can talk just fine. And people are just like, oh my God, what? Oh, if this is already nerve-wracking enough, but if I was getting filmed, I couldn't do it. And I'm like, see, that's the thing. I have more experience on camera as opposed to in front of an audience. So if I imagine myself on camera, I'm fine. So there's that bit. But anyways, moving on with this. If you're trying to grow your channel and all that, you might think, oh, how can I do some promotions? Maybe I can connect with these other YouTubers. Maybe I can ask them for subscribers and handouts. No. Do not ask for handouts, okay? Bad idea. First off, makes you look, I'll be honest, it makes you look desperate, okay? And advertising, nobody likes that. It's annoying, okay? When you see comments and it's just like, yo, check out my channel, I make these types of videos. No, just don't resort to cheap tactics like that. Chances are they're probably not even going to work. And I'll be honest, you know what? If you do get shoutouts from bigger channels, this is not how YouTube was a few years ago. I would say in 2008, 2009, 2010, if you got a shoutout from a bigger channel, people would flock over to your channel and subscribe. Now, if you get a shoutout from a bigger channel, it's barely going to do anything. Unless you have a really small channel to the point where like any noticeable bit of growth would really help you out. But aside from that, even with that, if you have subscribers from people shouting you out and saying, hey, subscribe to this guy right here, those are pity subscribers. I'll be honest. Those are subscribers who subscribed just because someone told them to. They are followers, they are sheep, whatever it is. And more than likely, you're gonna, grow in subscriber rate and you're gonna feel good. But more than likely, those people are not going to watch your other videos that you upload. So I would personally rather have people that watch my content, that stick around, as opposed to people who sub to me either out of pity or out of some random person giving me a shout out. Now, how can you grow? How can you get noticed? Anything like that? First off, if you want to talk to these people, you want to talk to these YouTubers, check to see if they have a Facebook, if they have a Twitter, if, you can add them on a gaming service, anything like that. Most of the time, people are not going to mind, okay? Normally, my rule is if you, like, for example, people adding me on services like Xbox Live or anything, if you're not annoying and you tell me where you're from, more than likely I'm going to add you. But, other people, randoms, I'm going to decline them. Not going to lie, it just happens, because if I don't know who you are, I'm going to decline it. But most people are not, way high up there. They don't have these big heads, these big egos or anything like that. No. YouTubers are just normal people. That's it. There's nothing real special about them. Trust me on that, though. The only difference is you are seeing us in front of a camera. And I can't, more than likely, I cannot see you. So that's just all how it is. But I've seen some people, for example, I'm trying to, even engaging in the comments. Look to see if YouTubers, will talk in the comments to, their subscribers and all that. Personally, in case you don't notice, I reply to a large majority of my comments on both new videos get priority for me, and older videos. I actually go back and I reply to comments if I see some interesting comments or I see some that, I'm feeling good and I want to reply. You will not believe how many people have subscribed to me just because I replied to their comment, or just because they see that I actually talk to my subscribers. And I found it hard to believe, and then I looked around and I saw I have over 9,000 subscribers right now. I'm not bragging about it, but I'm just saying, I have over 9,000. I've seen people with 2,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, even less than that. that do not reply to the people that comment on their videos. And I find that hard to believe. That's your audience. That's your fan base. Those are the people that support you. Those are the people that give you constructive criticism and feedback that make and shape your channel. And you won't talk to them? I understand if it gets to the point, let's say you get 100,000 subscribers, it gets to the point, it's hard. You probably won't be able to keep up with your comments. But if you have, if you're around my area for, you know, channel growth and all that, I put it like this: if I can reply to my comments, you can easily reply to yours if you have any number of subscribers less than me. So that's my thing with that. Reply to people, talk to them. Well, you don't have to have full conversations, but at least, you know, reply when you can. You don't have to reply to every single comment, but you all know what I'm talking about. Don't leave that comment section dry. People are there to support you, to help you out, to talk to you, to show their love. The least you can do is love them back. That's it. And if you have any haters, kill them with kindness. Or a block. That also works too. Now, speaking of that, if you talk to other YouTubers, as I said, you talk to them on Twitter, you get a reply from them on YouTube, anything like that, you talk to them through a message, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Steam, anything like that, don't start freaking out about it, you all. Be cool, be chill, pretend you're talking with a friend. I mean, of course, you're probably going to be a little bit professional, and you might be a little nervous, but like, for example, I have talked to people, I will say this, some of the best conversations I have been people who I talk to them and they just talk to me like I'm just somebody they talk to all the time. I'm not saying they make any, you know, assumptions like, oh yeah, I can contact Mario whenever I want to. But one example is there was one person who they said they wanted to talk to me. I was like, you know what, sure, seen you around, let's go ahead and talk. We started talking, and I remember our first conversation we had, we didn't even bring up YouTube at all. It was just like regular everyday stuff, video games, anime, computer builds, things like that. I thoroughly enjoy that, and I still talk to them a ton. While as there's other people, I talk to them, and I understand you're going to be a little nervous, but there's a difference between being kind of nervous and being like, oh my god, okay, I'm sorry, it's just I'm not used to talking to, you know, the real Mr. Mario right here. I didn't think you'd be in here, and I'm just, I don't know what to say. And I'm just like, man, just chill, come on. Like, I don't want anyone to be afraid of me. If you respect me, cool. That's all I ask for. Just be chill about it. And, you know, there's the other people. This is more my own fault because of the content I make. But, you know, as I said, I have, like, I do modding videos and all that. So, of course, this is going to happen. But my thing is more, you know, I don't count YouTube as a job. As I said, paid hobby for this. But there are people, for example, I can kind of understand this, but they want to ask for help in videos, and then they try and contact me on gaming services for these things. And my thing is, you know how some people, they say they want to leave work at work, they don't want to bring work home with them? That's my thing. When I'm on YouTube, I will help out, I'll do the support and all that, you know, I will reply to comments, I'll upload modding videos, things like that. When I hop on my Xbox here, it's game time, or Netflix time for me. I don't want to play tech support when I get on the Xbox. I'll be on YouTube for that stuff. I'll be on the Xbox or the PlayStation, you know, just to have fun. That's it. But the other thing I don't like, and if you do this, you might understand, but then when you're trying to play a game, somebody contacts you, I start talking to them, and about a minute in, they're like, oh, so I actually have a question about my Xbox. And I'm like, I don't really want to, I'm sorry, I don't want to play Dell tech support right now. I'm actually in the middle of playing Wolfenstein, so yeah. And you know, there might be a lot of people that don't like that, and I get that. I understand not everyone's gonna like that, but at the same time, just understand it from my point of view. That's it. That's all I'm asking, okay? When I'm on YouTube, I'll do all that stuff. No worries. If I don't get back to you, you know, don't worry about it too much. Go ahead, Google it. If I'm on here, I'm relaxing. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm having fun. I'm not doing tech support. That's it for me. So what I'm trying to say is if you meet other YouTubers, be chill about it. Don't be starstruck. Don't be freaking out. Don't get all nervous and everything. Don't spam them. Don't do anything like that. And you know what? Go ahead and reach out to us, because I'm one of those people, for example, when I hop on a platform like this, there's been people that have said, hey, you know what? If you ever want to play a game together to get some footage, hit me up. I'm one of those people. I'll prefer, like, if I want to get on some, I'll get on, and if you want to hit me up, cool. Feel free to send a message. Send something over. Send a party invite, whatever it is. Now, don't sit there and spam them. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to be shy about it, because I will be honest, more than likely, if you add, let's say on Skype, for example, if you add a bigger YouTuber on Skype and you're just like, hey, you know what, whenever you want to talk, just let me know, more than likely, and by bigger YouTuber, I'm saying just right now, any YouTuber that's bigger than you, okay? If you do that and you're just like, hey, you know what, anytime you want to talk, hit me up, more than likely, because they're going to have other people they're talking to, other things they're doing, more than likely, they are not going to be contacting you. If you come to them first, I know you have to break out your shell and all that, but if you come to them first, it's going to help that out, and you'll probably have more conversations that way. Or, you know, more contact that way, anything like that. Now, this video is pretty long, but, you know, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to cover. But the last thing I want to cover here is be yourself and be original. The reason why I'm saying this is because there are people who, for example, several people, like I'll name off one example, like one person I knew, and I'm thinking of one person right now in particular, but there are several people I've talked to that do this, so nobody can really think I'm singling them out, honestly. But what ended up happening was they were making gaming videos, and we were talking, and they were essentially saying that they want to do videos like PewDiePie, that they look up to PewDiePie, and they do stuff like that. And I always say this, I just say, don't do it. And they ask me, they're like, wait, so you're not a fan of PewDiePie? Do you not like his stuff? And I'm like, no, it's not like that. It's just, I'll put it like this. Let's say I go to Walmart right now, and I want to get some soda, okay? I really don't drink soda anymore, but example. Let's say I want to get some soda. I want to get Pepsi, right? So I go over here, and I see like a 12-pack of Pepsi for $3. And I'm like, you know, that's pretty good. Let me check out the generic stuff. And the generic stuff is also a 12-pack for $3. So here's the thing. If the generic stuff costs just as much as the real stuff, and the real stuff you acknowledge is much better, why should I get the generic stuff? Why would I spend the same money on something that has lesser value? I'm going to spend my money on something with better value. And that is the same thing when it comes over to, you know, YouTube and all that. There's a lot of people, they try to aspire to be PewDiePie, and I've dropped his name so many times in here, but it's so hard not to because he's the #1 YouTuber and he's the #1 gaming YouTuber. But anyways, there's a lot of people that aspire, they want to do videos like PewDiePie. And my thing is, you know, I'll be honest, I'm going to see your videos. I know since you're just starting out, they're not going to be nearly as good as his. They're not going to be nearly as funny, anything like that. YouTube is going to cost me nothing but time, okay? Now, why is it, if you're not as good as PewDiePie, but your style is very much like his, what is going to make me watch you as opposed to him? Because I can easily spend my time watching him knowing that he is better. That's why I'm saying, be yourself, be original, don't try and copy off other people. You can be inspired by other people, but don't copy blatantly off them. Don't try and copy your style, like for their style or anything like that. And like one thing is, for example, there was one bigger YouTuber, and I never, you know, what am I trying to say? I never ever released this video, but I did one video, and I was kind of doing it in their style, like the way they talked and everything like that, because I really liked how they spoke in their videos. And one day we were talking, and it was funny, and I told them, just because they actually had kind of an issue with somebody just blatantly copying how they did stuff. And I told this guy, I'm like, you know, I'm going to tell you this in confidence, man. I never released the video because it was complete crap, and I never finished it. But there was one video I did, and I was just trying to kind of emulate your voice and do your style and all that, because I just think how you do your videos is awesome. And he even told me, he's like, what? Why would you do that? Like, you're fine as is. And I was like, I know, like, I think I'm okay, but like, I think your style is awesome. He's like, Danny, the reason why I watch your videos is because of the way you do stuff. Like, I like how you do your stuff. Like, personally, I think my stuff is okay. I like your style, I like how you speak and everything like that. And if I could be, you know, more, I'm trying to think of the word, I guess, bouncy, energetic, I guess. He's just like, if I could be more energetic on camera and talking and all that like you, I would love to do that. So I'm flattered that you try to do a video like me, but like I'm wondering why, because there's no need to. And that's what I'm trying to say, you know, and I'm not trying to bring it back on me or anything. I'm not trying to make myself, you know, holier than thou or anything like that, but what I'm saying is, be yourself, you all. Nobody wants to see a copycat. Nobody wants to see a fake. Nobody wants to see a phony. It gets old after a while. Like, I'm pretty sure people would get annoyed with me if in every video all the time, just like, hey, what is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and today I'm going to be bringing you this super awesome tutorial. Now, today, first off, what you need to do is take apart your Xbox 360. And as you can see right there, you see that disk drive? We are going to be flashing that. People would get annoyed with that really, really quickly because it's a false, fake, cheesy, corny persona that people are going to get annoyed with super fast. And I would get annoyed making that the whole time. Anyways, this video is, wow, over 35 minutes now. I gotta stop this. But anyways, thank you for the love, the support, and everything, you all. I appreciate it so much. And if I give back to you just a little bit with this video, that would make me happy. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario, signing off. Thank you for watching, everyone.